All right, everybody, what's going on? What is going on? That's all I gotta say to you guys. What is going on? That's all. That's the review. What's going on? No, not really, cause this was a really good show tonight. I felt like, at first, before we got the not Rude, Lord, Rude wasn't even there. Before we got the Aries Lashley match, I was kind of a little bit disappointed, just by a little bit. Not that it was bad, but it was just kind of like okay at that point. But we got a nice chairs match that I learned is now a no DQ match from now on. We got the Aries Lashley match, which I thought was pretty good. Even the ending, as much as I hate endings in that way, I thought it was pretty good. And the first segment of the show, good freaking gravy, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, I even knew what was going to happen. Well, I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I knew the end result, and I was still fanboying out when I watched this. So, first off, let's get through the introductions, just in case you guys don't know who I be. It's down there below. DJ Bill. Dollar Bill, as I like to call myself. But at BeastMode123100, if you would like to follow me on the Twitter machine, as Dixie Carter would let you know, go ahead. So, DJ Bill, that's me. Casey, and then Ryan. You guys can, or didn't mean to spoil it for you guys who was on the show, but yeah, I think you get it. I think so.
I wanted to introduce myself. I wanted to be like, okay, everybody, it's Ryan here, ready to talk some TNA up in his piece.
But nobody likes you anymore. You abandoned us last week.
Indeed.
I already told you I'm not going to come under fire about that. I had to sleep. And
You wouldn't come under fire, but then you shaved also, which is kind of like... I was liking the facial, hairiness. I was enjoying it.
it's no Shavember.
I don't
So-
care what it is.
You got to shave at the beginning. You got to start fresh or it doesn't count, obviously.
I don't care. I really don't.
It'll be back soon enough.
All right, Casey, you want to introduce yourself? I think Ryan did his introduction before you. So, you want to...
Yeah, because, Ryan likes to take the spotlight, even though he abandoned us last week. I'm Casey, by the way. The Twitter's down there on the tweeter machine. So go follow me, even though no one really does. And to the guy who added me on Google Plus, I don't know your name because I can't read Arabic, but thanks.
Okay. Second of all, some that was probably the greatest thing I've ever heard. Honestly. Second of all, we got some new things for Ryan that we were gonna show him last week, but well, anyway, we got some new things to show off to Ryan. I already showed him the wallpaper, so you can show him, the other piece of evidence.
The
I don't know if it's evidence.
Golo?
Yeah, the evidence. Show him the evidence.
The Golo?
Yeah.
The Golo. Was it this one? That one?
What is this?
That's the one he needs to see.
Oh yeah, that's our new logo.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I can dig it.
I think he likes it.
Yeah, and
I'm just that good. It's
I
make magic.
I like the panda bears with the chairs. That's pretty nice.
I don't know if everybody else has seen the panda bears though. So while we talk about this first segment, you can pull up the panda bears so people can see it.
Hold on, let me pull up them pandas.
All right, so I got 4 pages of notes, fellas. 4 freaking pages.
Dude, I got 4 lines of notes.
I got pandas, so
Listen.
screw all
Oh
you.
yeah. There we go. There we go. Right there. That's
Yes.
logo 2B. Logo 2B. Or I guess it's 1B. I don't know. 1A, 1B, 1C maybe. Anyway, forget it. But anyway, start off the show. We're talking about November 12th, 2014. Just in case you guys don't know, we're talking about November 12th. So you guys just get excited about all things November 12th, especially TNA. And we got a video package basically talking about the main event last week and how that came about, what went down, dissension between Lashley and MVP. I think Ryan was a little late. Yeah, Ryan was a little late. He let me know, and so I don't think he saw this. Actually, yeah, he didn't see this portion of the show, but it was just a video package, like TNA is known for. Casey, what'd you think about the video package that we had?
I didn't really see too much of it because I came in late too, but I had it recorded, so I kind of just fast forwarded through that a little bit. But I don't know. Some of TNA's video packages are kind of bland and repetitive. So, uh, what did you think of it? What compared to other ones?
It was about the same. I mean, practically, it was just letting us know what happened last week. Like, if you didn't watch last week, then it was probably interesting to you. But if you watched last week, you're like, oh, I saw that last week. So,
I didn't watch last week. It would have been interesting to me.
Well, no one cared.
But after that, we had a backstage segment with Lashley, and he's basically looking for MVP. Kenny King comes by, and he's like, what's going on with you, or something similar to that effect. And Lashley's like, where's MVP? He doesn't care. He doesn't care what Kenny King says. Where's MVP? And MVP's not here. He's doing something that's not promotional work, because that's what Rude is doing. I can't remember what they said MVP was doing. I didn't write it down. Do you remember what they said MVP was doing, Casey?
Photo shoot.
Running from Lashley? Is that that was about what he was doing?
He said he was doing a photo shoot for some Big Shot magazine or something.
Well, we better see a shot from that magazine next week if they want this to be logical.
A shot of the nasal strips and a shot of the onesie. You can't get
Definitely. One of those shots, especially. But I think we got probably the best segment of the night. The best segment in the history of wrestling. No, not really. This was a pretty good. No, this was a pretty good segment though. It was actually surprising because I forgot about a ton of things that actually happened in this segment. But one thing I didn't forget about was the Revolution. So the Revolution comes out, and they're calling out, Davey Richards. He's like, he gave this man, he's like, you know what? I gave this man a chance to pledge to the Revolution. Everybody hold up your one finger, because that's what they do now. So you got to pledge to the Revolution.
I'm giving hints here, everybody.
Oh yeah, he really is. He's giving a little hints on this one. But everybody got to pledge to the Revolution, and he calls out Davey Richards. And I know we were talking about this before. Why would the Wolves even break up? They just won basically the biggest match of their mainstream career, right? It doesn't make any sense for them to break up. I just thought about this, as I was watching the show. I was like, didn't they just win the tag team title series? That's like the biggest thing they've ever won in their lives, mainstream wise. So wouldn't they be kind of like together and cohesive and stuff like that? Maybe. I don't know. But they should be, right? But James Storm is all up in there, just getting in there. He is letting them know.
Whoa, that didn't sound right. There's kids. There are kids watching. He is not all up in there, okay?
He is all up in mine.
He might be. I mean, it's James Storm.
What'd you say? I didn't hear.
He might be all up in there. I mean, it's James Storm. He not exactly predictable.
That is true. That is indeed one of the true statements of the night. But then the Wolves come out. Eddie Edwards is leading the way with a microphone, and I know everyone on this panel except me was probably like, "Oh God, not Eddie Edwards and a microphone." But Eddie Edwards comes out and he's like, "No matter how many times you ask, our answer is." And David Richards is like, "I can speak for myself." He says he can speak for himself. He can make his own decision. And he says, "James, I've been listening to you." He says, But you know what? You're out of your freaking mind. My answer is no. Storm says, stick 'em, blood, blood, stick 'em. Ain't that a song? Anyway, Storm sticks the Wolves. No, sticks the Revolution on the Wolves. They get beat down. And I'm like, wait a minute. Can we please get a Wolves versus Revolution tag team match tonight? This was before anything had even happened. I'm like, let's do it. This is what I want. This is what I want. And Storm goes after the leg. He's working the leg, kind of looking like EC3. He's working that leg, basically, and it ties into the whole, injury that Davey Richards had. He's working on the leg. He actually hits that leg with a chair as he has it tied with this little cowbell rope thing or whatever. And TNA does note that he just healed from a leg injury, so it makes a lot of sense that he would go after the leg. And then James Storm, out of nowhere, hits an RK. No, out of nowhere, this man brings out a for fired case. I had forgot all about Feast or Fire cases because they happened like forever ago, and I was like, what is that? Oh, what? Yeah. I was like going crazy. I was fanboying. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And James Storm cashes in this Feast of Fire case. But who's this man's partner? I already know, unfortunately. But everyone else is probably thinking, who's this man's partner going to be? He's got Manic. He's got, I almost said Suicide. He's got Manic and he's got Sonata. So who is he going to pick? Well, out of nowhere, James Storm decides that Abyss is going to be his partner. So that didn't happen immediately, though. So we get James Storm versus the Wolves as he cashes in this Feast of Fire case out of nowhere. And we get a near fall to start out the match because he obviously thinks the Wolves are done. They're over. It's over. I thought he was actually going to win here, but he didn't. We get the Eye of the Storm, which I haven't seen in like a year because he never gets to hit it because everyone reverses it. So we got an Eye of the Storm in this match. And Storm says he gets a microphone in the middle of the match, does not care. He says, I told you. You should have stayed out of it. Talking to Eddie Edwards, obviously. And then Abyss, out of nowhere, once again, there was a lot of out of nowhere spots in this match. Out of nowhere, Abyss comes out and he joins the Revolution. Abyss hits a choke slam, followed by a black hole slam. And then he goes to the corner where Storm is. Storm tags himself in. He does his little weird thing he does with the Revolution people. And he pins Eddie Edwards off of Abyss's moves, which is basically what Storm does because he's the leader of this new cult and things. So we have no... Oh, I wasn't done yet. So, yes, I got so but before we get our new blank, 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 we have Storm not caring because he takes both belts and doesn't care. So I guess I could have said we had new tag titles, right? We had not new actual titles, but we had a new tag champion holders of people who hold the belt like this.
New champions? Is that what you're trying to say?
Champions. We got new ones, man. New ones. So we got new tag team champions. It's supposed to be James Storm and Abyss, but I was like, wait a minute, James Storm just taking all the belts? He don't care. He don't care at all. And guys, did you know that the Feast of Fire case nullifies the number one contenders for that championship's belt? Like that? Did you know that? Like, I had no freaking deal that was a real thing.
Did not know that.
I just thought it was a rip-off of Money in the Bank that they...
See? Exactly. It's not a rip-off. Actually, it's nullifying of things and stuff. Jimmy, what are your thoughts? This segment had me hyped, as you can see.
You're a little fired up about this one.
What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's pretty cool. Sucks to see the Wolves taken out like that, but I mean, it's a cool story. I can get behind it. I didn't see it, so I don't have much to say about it.
I saw parts of it. It still didn't make sense that he was trying to break them up. If anything, he should have tried to like recruit both of them because the way I see it, are Sonata and freaking Manic. I don't see them as like a tag team in general. I see them as two individual competitors that happen to be in his faction. So if he tried to get the Wolves, then he would have them and a tag team, and it would have made his faction that much stronger. That would have made more sense to me. But with TNA, they just kind of throw shit into a hat and whatever they pull out, that's what they do. Um, but I'm just kind of glad that that shit hopefully is done where they're trying to break them up. Um, it'll probably be just a feud with them now. But maybe I missed it. But was there an opening bell for this tag team match?
I don't know. Because I
I don't.
know, I remember Storm saying, I want to cash in or something like that. I want to cash in. But I don't know if I actually remember an opening bell. I can't.
I don't think there was. So we
Doesn't ring
don't
the
have
bell.
tag team champions. We don't have new tag team champions. No, no, no. I don't know, but I just don't know if I really like this storyline. But again, I
It,
didn't really see the whole thing, so.
it was a weird storyline, but I like the ending. And I guess maybe I'm more excited about it because I already knew the ending, and I was kind of like, well, what happened? I know that Abyss and James Storm are the current tag team champions,
Yeah.
but what really happened in between it? And plus, I forgot about the Feast or Fire case. On top of that, I forgot that thing was even a real thing.
Yeah.
So
Can we like just make a new general rule that neither of the wolves ever are allowed to have a microphone ever?
yeah, I thought everything they said tonight was pretty bad too, though. Like,
It was so painful.
I think they just need to practice in front of the mirror for a few decades, and then they can get out and.
It's not even. It's just the way they kind of pronounce some things, and they don't sound intense. They just sound like average dudes just talking and trying to sound intimidating, and they're not.
Well, that's exactly what they are, though.
all right. So after that, we had Madison Rain going up against Taryn Terrell. I wasn't really as excited about this as they were trying to cool the crowd down. I take it after this unexpected type of segment. I take it. Basically this was piggybacking off of the Madison Rain turning on Taryn Terrell in a tag team match last week or whatever. But I don't know if you guys noticed, and I just thought about this. Madison Rain didn't do her little thing where the camera goes behind her and she like does this. She didn't do that tonight. She usually always does that, but she didn't do that tonight. Maybe that's a face thing for her. What?
Getting down to business, you don't have time for that.
Why not? Why not? I actually like that thing. Whatever. Whatever she used to do with that little whatever. But I felt like this made a lot of sense. This match in general because okay, you turned on me, so let's fight. That makes a ton of sense. We don't need you to, have some kind of weird backstage segment where, oh, actually you took my boyfriend, so, and then you wrecked my car, and then yeah, now I'm upset. Like we don't need that because that would be about as boring as I just made it sound. So we get a freaking match. That's what I'm talking about. And we should have a match. That makes logical sense. Taryn Terrell starts out beating down Madison Rain, but Rain, she's like, you know what? Forget that. Time out, bro. I'm done. I'm done with this. Time out. Taryn Terrell as Madison Rain rolls out of the ring. She hits a crossbody off the apron, which I thought looked pretty decent. But Terrence Terrell does that a lot, so I don't know if it looks pretty decent at this point or not. But I kind of like it. Rain, Madison Rain wants to leave. Terrence Terrell says, "No, you will not leave." And Madison Rain doing that typical heel heat. She's getting that typical heel heat tonight, where she does a move and she goes to taunt. That's practically what the typical heel would do. You do a move and then you do your main taunt and you get booed. So I just got a quick question for you before I get into the rest of this match. What is that little twerking move that Madison Rain does, where she puts the girl's head between her legs and she starts twerking? Like, what is that? What is that called?
It's amazing, is what it is.
It's called twerking.
Can it be called like the Twerk Buster or something? Can we make
Why
up a
are
name
you
for this?
questioning an amazing move like that, sir?
I'm not questioning it. I can't even talk right now. That's why I'm not questioning it. I'm not questioning the move. I'm questioning a good name for it.
Kevin?
Too simple. It's too simple.
It doesn't have to be complex.
The
It
clam
must be
slam.
complex.
The clam slam.
The magic pillow.
Okay. I don't think we found a name for that move yet. So anyway, we got Madison Rain, and she's actually kind of mad at Earl Hebner, and I'm like, why are you mad at Earl Hebner? Weren't you just like, having this big time crush on Earl Hebner like not too long ago? I don't know if you guys remember that, but I remember that, and it was weird. So you can't be mad at Earl Hebner. Plus, he's the best, so he'll let you know. Then we got Terrence Terrell hitting a clothesline off the top rope. Terrence Terrell pulls a Ryback on Madison Rain. I can't remember exactly what she did to pull a Ryback, but I know she did pull a Ryback. I remember seeing it. Madison Rain goes for a pin with her feet on the ropes, but it doesn't happen. Nah, bruh. And then we get a... Wait a minute. Do you see the cameras during this match? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, but I don't see the same camera positions during Lashley versus Aries. Just saying.
You gotta... I hate to say it, but you gotta give people a reason to watch a Divas match. And... I mean... Even if it's a good match, they're gonna put the cameras where they need to be,
Just put them in a cat fight, then.
So you can see the moves correctly. You guys are sick. This is serious business. They're just trying to get the good angles so you can see the moves correctly.
Apparently, every move that a diva or knockout pulls has something to do with a jiggling booty, because that's all I see during a knockouts match.
Okay. Well, after I got a little notice of the cameras, we get an attempted crossbody from Terrence Terrell that misses. Rain attempts a roll up, but it gets a near fall, and then we get a rain check. I actually thought this was the rain drop, but I guess not. We get a rain check attempt that's reversed into a, I don't know what this little cutter is called, so I'm gonna call it a T cutter for the win by Terrence Terrell. So the main gist of that match, I guess, was the cameras. Anyway, what you guys think?
Well, I just saw Ken Shamrock on my TV, so I'm getting a little distracted. Anyway,
Are you watching the network?
no, I'm watching something about Tito Ortiz, but I guess Ken Shamrock is being featured on it. I don't know. I'm just gonna say the Divas tag team match on NXT was like 10 times better than this anyway.
And we got to see my baby. Oh man, I mean, excuse me. Keep going.
Yeah, but I don't know. I, it was a knockouts match without Gail Kim.
But we will get Gail Kim next week in a. Well, oh, don't want to spoil it yet. We're gonna get Gail Kim. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. Ryan, did you watch this match, or were you still catching up at this point?
I
Um,
did. I came in right at the end of this match, and I watched like maybe the last minute or two of it.
did you
And
enjoy it, or did you
I
think it
mean,
was the best match on the card tonight?
honestly, I was still setting up my watching station at the point. I was getting some chips and some
Some
salsa
drink,
and
some drink.
some drink in this glass actually. But I saw the end of the match. But that's about all I saw of it because I'm a sexist pig and couldn't really care less about the Divas matches.
Okay. All right. Obviously, Ryan cares more about the camera angles than he does the in-ring. You know,
Look,
Ryan should get the WWE Network because he would probably see a little more, of the action I think he's looking for. Um, but anyway,
Just like men? Is this where
no,
I'm standing right now?
no, no. I mean, like, we got a nice cat fight on WrestleMania 2000. There's other matches that that can suit his fitting.
you're trying to sell me on a network, and you cite a match from 14 years ago.
It was a good match. It was a good match.
You should watch the network because 14 years ago.
It was a good match, though. It was a good match. I just watched it yesterday.
No, that would be a
Sometime.
good selling point. You should get the network because 14 years ago, Cena wasn't here.
Dude, Casey, you were lighting some fire on Twitter at John Cena this week.
It was. I'm done with it.
Oh man.
And,
So pissed
speaking
off.
of Cena, let me get to someone I'm mad at. Like my client, Brock Lesnar, who's going to not be in a title match for the second consecutive pay-per-view.
But
He is the world champion, darn it.
can we get off topic again a little bit? Why the fuck does WWE have a video package for Veterans Day and have John Cena narrate it, who has never been in the military at all? What? Why?
Because he was the Marine. Obviously.
Okay, back on topic. Before we get on a John Cena / Brock Lesnar / rant. After the knockouts match that made us go off topic, I guess. I think it was the knockouts match. Yeah, we had a Kurt Angle Bobby Lashley segment where first off there was some red stuff on the curtain. I thought Kurt Angle maybe got beat up back there and just had a chance to get out. Lashley wants his rematch but Rude is doing promotional work, so I better see a TNA commercial in the near future because I haven't seen one tonight or in the past 2 weeks. So I better see one besides one night only, and it better have Bobby Roode on it, or I'm gonna be upset. Okay, thank you TNA. But Lashley, he does what he wants, and obviously that's what Ryan does. He does what he wants. So like not show up last week. Anyway,
Why do I even come? I'm just gonna get bullied.
Be nice to him. He's gonna cry.
All that happens
we
when I
can't
show
have
up to these things is get bullied.
we can't have real tears here. We gotta have fake tears. What do you guys think about this backstage segment? This backstage segment, did you guys like it at any point, or was it just just a backstage segment? It wasn't really anything special.
I think that Bobby Lashley all the time looks like a toddler who got his ice cream cone taken away.
That's what I was saying the other week.
Like all the time, he's just like, he just looks so sad.
And then when he tries to look intense, it just looks like the toddler got mad and he's gonna just about to have like a tantrum.
He's gonna stomp his foot. Give me back my ice cream. Or in this case, give me back my title belt. And then he does throw a tantrum later on in the show. But we'll get to that.
We will. And speaking of, not later on the show, but big people throwing tantrums, not really. We got Big Shera, because I don't remember his first name. The Indian fellow that I can't, for the life of me, remember his first name or even pronounce his last name. So I'm gonna go with Shera and the Shera and Manic. We had a segment, and Manic lets us know that Shera has the juice and he gets all the women's, and Manic needs to settle down a little bit because he is really being weird with first the soda and then weird actions in this promo, grabbing Sarah's face in weird ways. Anyway, anything about this segment in particular?
First of all, would you like some of my drink?
Yes.
Are
this-
they like intentionally trying to make Manic creepy and like not a person I would ever want to meet in real life?
I don't know what they're doing with Manic right now. He's like the only one that can talk in the Revolution besides, obviously, James Storm.
It's so easy to have a guy called Manic be so creepy and manic. It feels like a cop out. He doesn't have a character. He's just a name.
Well,
I
his
think
his first name was Suicide, so
I I don't know. Like his first name was Suicide. I thought they were gonna like change it to like depression. You know, break it down a little bit. You know, suicide is too much. Suicide isn't. I don't know. They need to give him a better character because he's really good in the ring.
Oh yeah, he is, and I'm kind of glad he's in the Revolution because I feel like he's gonna get more in ring time, but he really hasn't gotten a ton. So I don't really know if he's gonna get more in ring time or not. Still trying to figure that out.
I think they were like, let's start a new faction, and all they're gonna do is talk. That's all they're gonna.
Indeed. So after that, we had Kenny King. He came to the ring. He says the squad is important.
Squad.
The squad. I don't know what I wrote after that. And then he said Lashley is mad at you dummies, Angle and Bobby Roode. He calls out Chris Melendez. And first off, before I get too deep into this segment, what do you guys think of Melendez? Like, do you like him? Do you think they're overdoing it with the American hero thing, or because I mean it's not like we're seeing him every week, so it's not like they're like stuffing it down our throats per se. But what do you guys think? I haven't heard you guys' thoughts on it because I know the last time I probably talked about Chris Melendez was pre-panel era, maybe. I don't know.
I think they are just a little bit, doing it too much. I think they could back up just a tad. But I'm glad, and I said this when he first debuted. I was afraid they were gonna like basically do another like Zach Gowen thing. If you guys remember him from WWE, like back 2003 or something like that. He was an amputee, and they just kind of used him as like a jobber and
Let Brock Lesnar push him downstairs.
yeah. I was afraid they were going to do something like that, but they've actually, somewhat tried to legitimize him as a competitor. I don't know if they should do it with the kind of typical, Kenny King bullying him and grabbing it, ripping his leg off and stuff like that. I think they could do it without doing that, but I'm okay with it. Right.
I think the lure of using using his amputee status in a match is just too much for anyone to not do. I mean, you're not going to have a guy walk in with only one leg and not have that one leg mentioned during the match in some way. Like, there's never going to be, at least not that I can think of, there's not going to be a fair, normal match with that guy because he's going to come out and someone's going to pick on his leg. I mean, someone's going to try to mess with it in some way. I just wish I haven't seen him fight either. I don't have any basis on this opinion because it's the first time I've actually seen him. But I think that he's going to go out and, yeah, I feel like Kenny King's just going to bully him with it and try to mess with the leg and just try to win cheaply without an actual fair wrestling match because he's such a different kind of character when he's got the leg. I don't know.
And this is definitely significant because it's the whole. I know in the NFL it's the salute to service month and all that. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with him this month. If they do anything special with him this month, or if they just kind of keep it the same way they've kind of had it. They've had it where he's been on practically like every other week, I guess you could say.
I feel like they've
I don't
done
know.
that with a lot of their talent, having them only on every other week.
I agree.
Yeah, there's some people that get on every week, but yeah, rarely ever have we seen people get on every week. Even the champions have even gotten
Yeah.
I guess technically days, but weeks off. And it probably makes sense just because of obviously the way they tape it. Um, but I like Chris Melendez, and I think this was one of those things where if you think about it logically, this could if they promoted it right, this could be like a huge thing for TNA as far as getting them more into the national eye. Because when people look at a legit war hero in a wrestling ring, regardless, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. This company, not only do they care about the veterans, but this company's a little bit different. It's not just about who's bigger and who's faster or whatever. I wanted to do a video on that, but I never got the chance to.
This actually reminded me, DJ, did you watch SmackDown where they had the that paralyzed soldier or whatever?
Yeah, I watched that.
I was watching that and I was, not to be a dick, but I was wondering if he was a legitimate, paralyzed soldier, because I know a couple weeks before that they had Rusev in the ring and they had a soldier come out who wasn't even a real soldier. There was no name tag, nothing on that, like all soldiers have at least a name badge. So I was like, is this another fake, just to get publicity?
Well, and as far as that goes, I think it's a little bit different storyline wise because the thing with him wasn't a storyline. The thing with him was something they were gonna do one week and forget, not necessarily forget about it, but they were gonna do it one week and leave it alone. With the Rusev thing, they were trying to promote Rusev as I hate America, and obviously, I mean, they could have bought a real veteran out there. I'm sure a real veteran would have been like, yeah, I'll take a kick from Rusev in my uniform. So, I mean, they could have, but I guess they probably didn't even think about that at all as far as that goes. Maybe he just left his name tag at home.
I don't know. WWE is just cheap. All they want is more subscriptions.
All right, so after we weren't even done with that yet. Before
Slow down there.
done with that, yeah, I know I'm going a little too fast here. One more question: why does Chris Melendez have no casual merch? The man deserves at least one shirt, even if he got to wash it every day. The man deserves at least one shirt, so we can feel like the man is a
Rippling
superstar,
muscles.
man.
The shirt's gotta
Huh?
say, Shirt's gotta say, "Man got a robot leg," and then under that, be respectful.
No, it's got to say one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
DJ, I, I know you feel me there.
Yes. Yes. I know what you're saying. But hopefully they're gonna get this man, some merch eventually, some kind of casual something, so he doesn't have to come up, with his shirt off every single time. Anderson basically says, shut that hole to Kenny King, and Kenny King, says, I'm not talking to you, Anderson, I'm talking to you, Peggy, and obviously talking to Chris Melendez. Kenny King basically says, I want you and I one-on-one, which was kind of surprising. He wanted that one-on-one match. There's USA chants, and Kenny King, with a witty response, says, yeah, that's where we are. Kenny King, he says, and a similar Brittany type of kind of, it wasn't even a turn, but it was, it's similar to the Brittany turn. He's like, role models are like Santa Claus. They don't really exist, or something like that. It was similar to that. I didn't
Santa
write
does exist.
There are kids watching this show, DJ.
This is what Kenny King said. I didn't say I believe what Kenny King
You didn't
said.
have to repeat it.
Yes, I did. We are doing critical analysis. Analysis, man. Critical analysis. Anyway, we got Kenny King catching Anderson. Analysis is a real word, darn it. Is catching Anderson with a cheap shot to the face. So that was practically what happened there. What do you guys think of the Kenny King Melendez thing? I think we just kind of explained this without explaining it before. I think we're good with this one here.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Move on.
Yeah, we're good. All right. So after we had a backstage segment, and they basically won't have it. And Kurt Angle was like, "All right, we'll set up a triple threat match for the Knockouts title next week." And he had this like ridiculous look on his face after this happened.
He gets
you
this
guys
look like
excited?
these crazy women making my life miserable.
Are you guys excited
Yeah,
about that
I'm
match
excited.
next week? We might actually get a nice Knockouts match next week.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
I
No, for
bet.
real. Real talk. I'm excited.
I bet. This is coming from the quote by himself. The quote by Ryan himself. Sexist pig. So I don't know how really excited you are. I guess we'll see next week. So after that, we had the Bromans. I really don't know what to call the Bromans with the beautiful people. I could just call them the Bromans, but I'm gonna call them the Gromans or the Bromans. Or anyway, we had the Bromans with the beautiful people going up against the Menagerie. We had Angelina Love and Rebel. What was that? Was that a sigh of non-relief because the beautiful people are out in the ring at this point?
Yes.
So, since Ryan loves the beautiful people so much, Angelina Love, of course, starts the match against Rebel. And, Rebel misses a split leg drop. I don't really know how to say that in a good way. It was a split that led to a leg drop from the split position. Anyway,
What?
and Love hits a drop kick for a near fall. Crazy Steve is getting in on the fun tonight. And, Crazy Steve does the whole butt slap that DJZ got into last week. But instead of Rebel, he gets the butt slap of Angelina Love, I think it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Angelina Love.
All right. So he got the butt slap of Angelina Love, which, was interesting. So then Nux, hits the cartwheel, which I'm going to explain that in a second. Nux hits the cartwheel, and Nux is eliminated by a dirty pin. DJZ is eliminated by inside cradle by Crazy Steve. Angelina Love hits Rebel with the hairspray, followed by the in your face, finisher by Velvet Sky onto Rebel, and then that eliminates her. Obviously Rebel, not Velvet Sky. Then we get DJZ hitting an incredible gutbuster. I don't really know how. I don't really know what happened with Velvet Sky. I didn't write it down, so I don't know how she got eliminated. I don't remember. But anyway, we got DJZ hitting an incredible gutbuster.
Oh
It was
no,
kind
I
of
remember how she got eliminated.
how she get eliminated. I don't remember.
Didn't Crazy Steve kiss her?
Oh yeah, he kissed her for the pin. That's what it was.
Kissed her for the pin.
That's what it was. Well, before that, because I actually wrote that down and forgot that I wrote it down. So we got DJZ hitting that nice little gutbuster. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I thought it was pretty nice. Jesse Goddard's out of nowhere pulling out his inner Undertaker here with the last freaking ride. I was like, all right, good work. Jesse Goddard hits a nice last ride. I thought it actually looked pretty nice as well. And he actually gets bit by Crazy Steve, and you can see the mark. Like, that was the first time I actually saw a bite that you could actually see the mark. And I was thinking, so if Jesse Goddard loses to Crazy Steve, isn't that a burial? He basically got buried. So he did. He lost by a tornado DDT. First off, the Nux thing with the cartwheel, it started, it was cool the first time he did it, but now it's starting to feel like the Cena throwing the steps thing that they did forever, that they did for a couple of weeks in a row. It's not getting too terribly annoying, but it is getting a little annoying where it's just happening all the time. And I kind of like know what's going to happen. And, So what do you guys think about this intergender fun festivities type of match or whatever?
I have a few things to say about this match. One, these are two of the 4 notes that I took for this show. One, DJZ's flip over knee, and I think you already discussed this. This made me out loud say, "Oh!" because it was awesome.
It was indeed.
It was intense. And then after that, I've got Jesse Goddard's titty dance. I don't know if you saw this. It was like maybe a second in the show where after he dropped the last ride on Crazy Steve, he looked at the camera and did a titty dance with one side. And then he went in for the pin. This is when he was going crazy after they took out Velvet Sky. And the short little dance, the short little celebration after he dropped the finisher was fantastic. I was geeking out that he... But that's all I got. I mean, I liked the match a lot. It was fun. I like these intergender matches between the menagerie and the beautiful bro-men people, even though I can't stand the beautiful people.
All I'm gonna say is you're wrong, and his cartwheel is amazing and will always be amazing.
You're just mad because I compared it to Cena, and now it's gonna always be something great in your eyes because I compared it to Cena's step throw. Now it's like nope, I love it. You probably didn't even love it like 5 seconds ago before I just said it.
No, I actually really did like it, but then you said that, and it got that much better. I'm sorry. Everything compared to John Cena is amazing. Like a root canal compared to John Cena is amazing.
Next week when Casey's not on the show, it's going to be because John Cena came to his house and made him STFU.
Well,
he's gonna hit you with the shoulder block. AA out of nowhere.
And then he's gonna look for stairs, and there's gonna be none.
All right, so next week we're gonna have a match between Casey and John Cena. So be sure to tune in. After this match, we had EY and we had an EY and Spud segment. Spud debuts a new suit. with the camo.
Oh,
Ryan, I don't know if you saw the new suit, but
definitely.
I liked it. I think me and Ryan really are in love with every one of Spud's suits that he ever brings out. So any new one is always a great thing to see. Um, Basically, Spud's like, you saved me, and we actually learned that we're gonna get EC3, not EC3. I actually wrote that down and changed it. EY versus Tyrus with Spud in EY's corner, obviously EC3 in Tyrus's corner. Duh. Um, Anything about that segment in particular? It wasn't anything special. Just letting us know that we were gonna get EY versus Tyrus.
Yeah, it was good. Moving on.
I think that Shop TNA should have a section where they sell replicas of Spud suits.
Yes. 1,000,000,000 times yes, I will buy one.
I'll buy
Yeah,
all
they
of
should.
them.
They should definitely do that. They should definitely do that. But after that, we had a Revolution kind of a promo. It was just like kind of backstage a little bit. There's a lot of backstage segments in this show. I feel like we had a backstage segment with the Revolution, and Shera shows up with Manic, and Storm says there's a price to be paid for salvation. Shera goes to shake Storm's hand. Storm spits on Shera's hand and basically throws him out. But he whispers something in particular to Manic, so I don't really know what he whispered because I can't hear whispers
Racist.
that I can't hear. What?
Said that's racist. Spitting on an Indian.
I don't. I don't. I don't think the. Don't. Don't. Forget it. Forget it. Next, we had Tyrus
Not?
versus EY. Tyrus. We had Mr. Tyrus in the EY machine. So we got Mr. Tyrus versus EY. So Taz is letting us know that Spud is watching the backside of the back of EY. So we know that. Tyrus locks in the claw, which is something I hate. I hate that move, little claw where you put your finger on the pressure point. Just feels like he's just picking on you at that point. It's not really a real move. It's just kind of like, all right, cool. And Tyrus misses the bomb. I don't really know what you call it. The sweet tea bomb, I guess. I don't know what you call it. He misses that bomb off the top turnbuckle. Actually, it's the middle turnbuckle. And EY fights back with some punches, a clothesline, then a flying forearm. EY slams Big T, and EC3 tries to get involved, but Spud pulls him down, much to the crowd's delight because they were hype at this point. Then we get Tyrus trying to take advantage, but EY knocks him down. EY hits the most beautiful elbow in the business right now for the win. And Lashley, out of nowhere, again, spears EY, excuse me, and throws Spud to another planet, basically. Looked like Spud went so high when he threw him. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it looked like Spud was, like, gone. He was, like, out of the picture. Like, we lost Spud for a second there. It looked crazy. And then he gets the chair vice. I don't really know what you call the little, where you stick their arm in the chair. I call it a chair vice. That's what I'm going to call it. So he hits that on EY, and he hits a crossface with the arm locked into the chair and screams, "Rude."
Rude.
Yeah, just like that. And then Aries comes out and challenges Lashley to a match tonight. So I think the main thing here was the Aries Lashley match coming up, not necessarily this match in general, because this match was just another match. So what do you guys think of Tyrus versus EY? No promo before the match either, which was kind of weird. I expected EC3 to come out and cut a promo before the match, but he actually didn't, which was surprising.
I'll wait.
I just don't like Tyrus. I don't know what it is. I just don't like him. Um, it was an okay match. I'm watching it again actually because that suit is amazing. I want it. I want his hair too because I mean, come on, it's pretty sweet. I don't know.
All
I
right.
like EY and I like Spud, but I can do without Tyrus.
All right. I got some things. The second two of my four notes. One, Taz is seriously hating on Spud in this match. He's like, I don't like Spud. I felt bad for the kid. Called him a kid. I felt bad for the kid when he did this and did that, but I don't like him anymore. You know why? Because Taz is best buddies with EC3. Made me upset. I like Spud. Taz, first time Taz made me angry. I was upset. Another thing, Spud got a sweet hit on EC3, pulling him down off those ropes. Made me happy. Again, I like Spud a lot, and every time he can get put the hurt on EC3, it gives me some jollies. So yeah, I like that a lot. Uh, Also, yes, Spud did get thrown into another dimension by Lashley. Because if you didn't notice, after he got thrown, Spud was nowhere to be seen for the rest of the match. Because EY is still laying on the trampoline, and Spud's just gone. He like vaporized.
So Lashley basically blew up the atomic bomb on Spud.
I took him out. Oh,
So after that,
maybe we just couldn't see Spud because of his camouflage suit. Maybe he was just standing right there. We just couldn't see him.
that's what it was. We couldn't see him. Yeah, he's blending in, definitely. All right. So after that, we had. All right. We had backstage segment with Brittany and Shaw, and Brittany basically says, I have something to tell. She's got something to tell Samuel Shaw, and it's probably that she's seeing someone else. Anyway, it's probably that she's seeing someone else, but actually, it was that Gunner came on to her, which is not the. Anyway, Gunner, hit on her, I guess. Still not. Anyway, so after that, we were obviously going to get a Samuel Shaw versus Gunner match and a no DQ match later on. We get Samoa Joe speaking. You guys didn't have anything to say about Brittany and Samuel Shaw. Besides, she actually had real pants on tonight, though. Ryan, I think you missed it last week. You missed it.
I just have a question for you. Now, is Brittany your girl and Sasha is your side chick, or is it reversed? Or do they know about each other?
I mean, actually, JoJo's my girl, but
So you're cheating on JoJo with the two of them?
no, not. Really, what's going down? What's going down is they all know about each other and they're all cool with it, just because I'm that good, so they don't really mind as much. So. Yeah, I think I explained myself pretty well there. So we got Samoa Joe speaking on what's going down with himself, and I don't know if you guys didn't know this, but he is injured. I didn't know this, and I don't know if this is kayfabe or if this is legit. But I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna vacate the title. I'm getting really sad. And Joe says a couple of things here. He says, I'm not medically cleared for tonight or for quite a while. His goal, by winning the X Division title was to reinvigorate the division. This was the division for the true wrestler and the true wrestling fan, which I love that line he said there. He shouts out to the hardworking men in the back and the fans. He says, they deserve better. You deserve better. I'm not going to shy away from difficult decisions. And he's going to vacate the X Division title, and he lays it on the corner turnbuckle. And Joe says, but I'm coming for whoever is wearing this belt when I come back. So what do you guys think about Samoa Joe hanging up the X Division title? I was kind of upset a little bit.
Yes, he was very sad, and I hate to see Joe give up the title, but I do believe he's probably very injured because this seems kind of out of character for what was going on. But when he comes back, there's going to be some stuff that goes on. It's going to be great. So for the future, this is going to be good. But for the current, I hope Joe gets better.
Do you know stuff we don't know?
No, I just, It looked like Joe was injured. It didn't look like he was full of shit, as it were.
I First of all, I want to know why did he have a towel on his shoulder and then the belt over the towel? That was just kind of weird to me.
Because the belt was cold.
He had a shirt on.
The belt was really cold.
And can we bring back the old belt? Because I don't like this one. But I mean, if he's really hurt, I hope he does get well and get back. But this could, open up for a good X Division title tournament again. Maybe they can bring some new guys. I don't know.
This
Well,
could open up for DJZ winning the X Division title again. Yes, yes, yes,
No.
yes. I'm excited. Why? DJZ deserves it. Darn it.
who doesn't?
It'll be Spud before it's DJZ.
No, it's gonna be Spud. It's gonna be Spud.
Yeah, it's gonna be Spud, and then EC3 is gonna be like, Spud can't win anything. I challenge Spud to a title match, and then he's gonna lose. And Spud's
No,
gonna
actually,
take the winning
EC3 is
streak.
going to take the title from Spud because his aunt owns the company. So he's going to take the title from Spud. And
No,
say,
what's
screw you, Spud.
What's gonna happen is Spud's gonna win it, and he is going to be the longest reigning, defending. Yeah.
Okay, Jeremy Borash.
I went there. I was going for more of a Paul Heyman thing, but it's gonna be the longest reigning defending X Division champion.
No, if you're going for Paul Heyman, you would have to say my client, Rockstar
client.
Spud,
But
conquered the X Division title tournament at whatever TNA Impact for 12/15/2014.
Guys, this is gonna be the longest video of all time.
Indeed.
people are gonna be watching this and be like, first of all, that dude's a dick because he hates John Cena. That guy just doesn't care.
Hold up, I care. I showed up, didn't I? Worked my way through all the bullying and all the harassment and the slander to be here with you fellas to talk some wrestling. Y'all lucky. But anyway, let's move on. Next match.
Alright, so since we're lucky, we had another backstage segment, but this was actually in the stairwell. Bram was challenging Tommy Dreamer, and he said, I'm gonna make you bleed, Tommy boy. So, just another backstage segment. That was about it. After this, my not as so favorite match of the night. Not really, but we had Samuel Shaw going up against Gunner in a no DQ match, which is actually now being called a chairs match, because that's the only thing you can use. That's what Taz let us in on, and I didn't know that. I don't know if you guys knew that no DQ matches were just all chairs now. I didn't know that. But anyway, you got Shaw is, he hides in the lighting where he actually hides his gloves as well. He hides in the lighting, and the first thing Gunner sees when he comes out is Brittany. So he goes, he's like, where's Shaw? Where's Shaw? And Shaw attacks him from behind. Obviously Brittany had on her real pants tonight instead of whatever her rebel impression pants last week. So after that, any dude with a handlebar mustache gets the women. I take it is what Taz lets us know. We got a Kazakatami submission hold by Shaw, which is reversed. Gunner with a clothesline that takes out both Gunner and Shaw and takes them careening outside of the ring. Then we got Shaw bouncing Gunner's head off of the steel steps. Shaw busting that sag. After that, we had a nice looking suplex from Gunner into the. I don't really know what I meant to say there, but we had a nice looking suplex from Gunner. Yeah. And after that, we had a push down from midair by Gunner onto Shaw. Then we had a superplex onto a steel chair mountain, or I guess it's an anthill. After that, Brittany is talking about get off my man, blah blah blah. And after that, we get a powerbomb onto the steel steps by Gunner on Shaw, which I thought looked pretty nice. We have Brittany hitting a low blow on Gunner. Gunner grabs Brittany by the leg, but Shaw hits a solid steel chair shot to the back. Gunner hits I don't know what the name of his move is, but it's similar to the F5 out of nowhere on Samuel Shaw for the win. So what do you guys think about Shaw versus Gunner? Yeah.
Casey can go first.
Oh, the superplex on the chairs, the replay looked very painful. More so for Gunner because he kind of hit more of the chairs than Shaw did. But I'm gonna be honest. For the first little bit of this match, I didn't realize that Samuel, Shaw, and Gunner were there. I was kind of watching Brittany for the. No. I was like, oh, there's a match. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Bram was, king of the hardcore chair matches. Why wasn't he in this?
He was too busy screaming in the stairwell.
He did. He was actually supposed to be in this match, and he was watching Brittany from the back, so he couldn't really get a chance to get down to the ring.
But what
He was
other direction?
resting up for.
What other
What?
direction do you watch Brittany from, but from the back? I mean, honestly.
DJ, you say pants like she actually had anything on. It was still.
I was giving her some credit, okay? I was trying to give her a little bit of credit, okay? For wearing, somewhat of clothing, kind of. We get, 2 weeks ago we got leggings. Last week we got, I don't even know what that was. And then this week was,
Next week is just gonna be like a straight thong.
She's gonna grab a thing of dental floss and just wrap it.
Next.
Yeah, moving on.
All right. So, after that, we got the main event of the evening. Bobby Lashley going up against Austin Aries. Not for the world title, just a nice exhibition match. This match actually got me a little bit excited to actually watch after the show. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this was a good match. I kind of liked it. So, first off, we start with Aries trying to gain the advantage. Lashley looking for the win early. Aries reverses the corner spear into the last chancery pretty early in this match. Aries gets caught in midair, but Aries pushes Lashley into the post. This led to a corner drop kick while Lashley was on the barricade. This was obviously, while they were out of the ring. Lashley swipes away a missile drop kick attempt by Aries. This is while they were back in the ring. Aries sets Lashley in the corner, but Lashley pushes him off and hits a big clothesline, slamming Aries, like Taz, was basically what Bobby Lashley was doing. He hit a ton of suplexes in this match. Kind of felt like a match we've seen before, but we're not gonna get into that. So Taz was letting us know that Lashley is strong because his hips are higher than Austin Aries, which makes the suplex a little bit more difficult. That was a nice little tidbit from Taz. Um, Aries reverses the corner spear. Aries pulls a Mike Tyson by biting the ear of Bobby Lashley, getting him off of the top rope, the top turnbuckle. Then Aries hits a missile drop kick. Then he hits a discus forearm, which I love,
Love that.
on Lashley. What?
Love that. Coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I love
Love
the
it.
discus forearm, dude. And then he hits that on Lashley, and then Lashley shuts down the brainbuster attempt. Aries with hits a neck breaker. It was kind of like a hanging neck breaker from the inside to the outside. Aries was on the inside, then Lashley was on the outside, and after that he hits the torpedo suicide dive. I can't remember what exactly they call it, but can't remember exactly what it's called. But it is a suicide dive. But he goes through the between the middle and the bottom rope instead of the original middle and top. So then after that, Lashley throws Aries from the top rope face first onto the steel steps, which looked like it hurt a little bit. And Lashley throws Aries into the steps, just not really caring at this point. Then Lashley hits a spear, which I thought actually looked, even more a little bit devastating just because they were outside of the ring. And then he gets. Basically, this gets them both counted out because Lashley does not care at this point. Lashley hits a military press on Austin Aries, locks in a crossface while screaming "Rude" again, as he did earlier in the night, trying to send a message to Rude. Honestly, I feel like this is, this whole thing with Lashley and Rude. It's a nice little build to this. But I kind of want to see this match at a pay-per-view, like a legit pay-per-view, and not at another Impact because it would just feel a little bit bigger if they did it at a pay-per-view. But next week, we got Lashley and Rude unleashed, and we have MVP crossing the line. So, what do you guys think about the main event of here, this here show? I guess the case.
Sure, I'll go first. Um, it was an okay match. I maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm looking too into it, but Aries almost looked kind of sloppy tonight. It, his moves didn't look as crisp as they normally do. I don't know if it's him, like if he's just having an off night, or whatever, or if it's because he's working with Lashley, and sometimes when you work with a bigger guy, it's a little bit harder to you know do certain things. But some of his moves just don't look, they they look sloppier than usual. Again, maybe that's just me. Um, but it was a good match to kind of break you away from just having matches with Rude and Lashley. Kind of gives you still builds up to their match, but gives you um, a chance to see Lashley versus Aries. Um, it was an okay match.
Yeah, uh, I like this match a lot because it shows how much Lashley is just out of control at this point. Where he was kind of earlier being like reined in by Kenny King and MVP. He's cut the reins and he's throwing crowd people around. He's taking chairs, hitting people who don't deserve to be hit, and just attacking everyone because he's really pissed that he doesn't have his belt anymore. And I think eventually he's just gonna go ballistic and maybe actually like hurt someone, like for the story, like actually injure someone. Who knows? Maybe he injured Samoa Joe. But yeah, Lashley is going way out of control. That's what I think.
All right, so just one last thing. What do you guys think about next week with the whole last we got? Um, what do you got that?
Oh, I will not be here next week. Letting y'all know now so you don't have a panic attack like last week.
Why don't you love us?
What?
I will tell you what I think of next week. Around 11 o'clock, 11:30 next week.
All right, that'll work for me. So
And I'll
feel
probably
free
do
to
that 'cause I work. So yeah.
what'd you say?
I said I'll probably be late next week because I work till like 9. So yeah.
All right. So
But I'll be here at least.
I got business to take care of. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I will be out of town.
there's TVs out of town with Spike TV at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday.
You can bring a laptop or a mobile device.
I cannot. I'm going to like a business conference. Can't do it. I'm sorry.
Sure, they have Wi-Fi.
I'll be in a hotel room with several different people, and it's just not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
You just gotta go out on the balcony and do the review.
This is not calling my girlfriend. It's not gonna sit on a balcony for 2 hours while we talk something I'm not even gonna be able to see on on hotel cable. Okay.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out and doing the review tonight. Feel free to follow us on Twitter for those of you watching. Feel free to follow us on Twitter if you want to. At BeastMode13100 is mine. You guys can shout out your stuff if you want. It's up to you.
Um, First of all, I'm sorry, John Cena fans. It's not you. It's just your choices are bad. Um, it's just a weird day. I'm sorry. I'm not normally this much of a dick. But follow me on Twitter, and you'll see that I'm not a total tool all the time. Unless, okay, maybe I am, but I'm a cool tool. So yeah, right there, it's over. Yeah, just follow me. Even if you're some Arabic guy and I can't read your name, follow me anyway.
My Twitter is in the same spot as his. It's at Bawadabu. And good news, I'm no longer Nachos. I changed my Twitter picture, so now it's me instead of Nachos. It's still a sandwich though. I still got a sandwich in the background. I stay true to my roots. Represent.
All right, guys. I can't.
Oh,
I think I actually announced Survivor Series. I don't think it is next week. I think it's the week after that. So that'll be coming soon. Tomorrow NXT review.
yep.
Thinking. So
And pretty soon we have a couple other videos. Shane McMahon video coming up, and an XFL video coming up.
indeed. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff coming. No, not every video runs as long.
yeah, it does.
But it does. But not all of them.
Don't lie to the
But
people.
the majority of them run kind of long. Um,
And
but that's okay.
you don't have to watch it all at the same time. You watch part of it, you take a break, and then you come back.
Or you just cut out the parts where I talk and watch those parts, because those are the best parts.
Yeah, you could just do that. I guess you could just do that.
Video honestly be like 10 minutes long, maybe.
All right, guys. See you guys later. Feel free to subscribe, share the video however you want to share it. Um, Yeah. See you guys later. Peace.